Your brain produces 5 peak performance molecules, neurotransmitters: dopamine, which deals with motivation; serotonin, confidence; endorphins are painkillers; anandamide deals with happiness; and oxytocin deals with your love and compassion. So as you are meditating, your brain now starts producing these peak performance brain molecules, and it's getting you into that higher state of awareness.
It's my pleasure to welcome Todd Denen to the show. He is an expert on real estate, but that's from the past. Today, he has become an expert on visualization, and he's combined these two things together very nicely, and I think you're going to learn a lot from this. So it's great to have you. Welcome, Todd.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having me, Jason.
And you are coming to us from Phoenix, Arizona, right?
Phoenix, Arizona.
Good. Give us a little bit of your background. You were in new home sales, and you did a lot of fix and flips and stuff like that. And then you became interested in the topic of visualization, which I think is incredibly important, by the way. I study that a lot. Tell us about that background and evolution, if you would.
So in the early 90s, I got into the new home business. And so I did that for about 15 years. And during that time, what really helped me out is I found this advanced meditation teachings from these advanced yogis. And so I use that with my business. And so from the transition from doing new homes and then transitioning into flipping houses, I've been very successful, and the visualization part of it and these meditations have been extremely helpful in just keeping a total balance in my business and in my personal life.
Most people would think these two things do not go together, right? They wouldn't necessarily put the two together. But let's go ahead and dive into it. We've got your slides up for those who are watching. Some may just hear this as audio only, so let's make sure we explain to them what's on the slides. And let's go ahead and take a deeper look into this.
Okay, so we're going to go over advanced visualization. And I think the most important thing that people need to understand, and what we're going to cover today, is not the actual visualization or getting into it. It's the setup. It's what you do before you even start the process. And that's kind of what we're going to deal with today. So my background is I'm the founder of the R5 formula. I have 30 years of advanced human development and spiritual development training. I'm a 4th level meditation expert, and I'm the author of several peak performance books and books on spiritual development, which we show here on the screen.
Now, just out of curiosity, what does it mean to be a 4th level meditation expert?
That's going to be coming up in the slide. So
okay.
Most people, for example, the yogis define, well, all religions define levels of spiritual development. And most people can identify with several of these levels. So you have the non-believer, you have the believer, then we go to the spiritual or religious level, and then there's the saint level and kind of the Lord or the avatar level. So there's 5 quick levels. If you're not spiritual, you might not agree with this, but this isn't my training or teaching. This is just what I've learned from these masters. And there's actually 7 levels, and the 4th level is what I've attained. And later in the slides, I'll show you the different levels. So like I was mentioning earlier, the key to visualization is all in the preparation. And this is what I've learned over the last 30 years. And so like exercising, you would warm up your body, you would stretch your body before you exercise. And you do the same thing with visualization. And the best mind tool, or the best tool to get you prepared for that, is actually meditation. And when you talk about meditation, there's just so many versions of it. People don't know where to start. So what I did in our program is, and from these advanced teachings or lessons that I've learned over the years, I was able to condense down all of the meditations there are in the world into 3 levels. First level, you have mindfulness. The second level, you have meditation, which is non-spiritual. And then the third and highest level is meditation that's spiritual. And the biggest difference between mindfulness and meditation is mindfulness, you're focusing your attention on the here and now, and your energy and your attention is flowing outward. Where meditation, both at the second and third level, the non-spiritual and spiritual, you're redirecting your energy and your attention to flow inward. So that's one distinction many people just don't understand.
Okay, and just to make sure everybody caught that, meditation is not visualization, right?
Meditation uses visualization, but then you meditate, and then the key is you transfer your thought from your meditation to your visualization. So the meditation prepares your brain and focus, which I'll get into here briefly, how it does that. And then once you're highly focused, now you're primed for visualization.
Okay.
So here's a list of the 3 levels of meditation, for example, and all the different techniques that we teach in our meditation and visualization programs. And the key here to guided visualization and visualization is actually what's called meditation stacking. So instead of just doing one technique, if you have a goal, a certain goal, we show you how to stack a few of the techniques together, because you have a breathing technique, you have a focus technique, you have an energy technique that deals, it's kind of like Tai Chi, deals with advanced your electrical energy in your body, and you stack all of those together again to heighten your awareness before you even start your visualization.
You know, I'm curious, and I bet people rarely ask this question. And I know it can be anywhere. It can be short, long, or medium. How long is the sort of recommended session where you're meditating and visualizing?
To get decent results, you should meditate for 30 minutes.
Okay.
Now, when first starting out, meditation is such a new practice to many people. I say, 5 to 10 minutes. Just get the routine established, and then you can build upon that and build up your time frame. The key, though, is understanding which meditation techniques do what for you, which ones relax you the best, which ones are spiritual, which ones are non-spiritual, which ones, like mindfulness, bring you in the here and now in the present moment. It's like a large menu you have to order from, like a buffet. Mm-hmm. And it's knowing which technique to use for what you want to achieve.
Okay.
And then once you get the routine down and you get established and you're comfortable with the meditation, you start stacking techniques, because there's a breathing technique, there's a focus technique, there's an energy technique, there's the spiritual technique. So it's all part of this greater program of meditation. And a lot of meditation teachers just don't teach you how to balance all of these and how to put them all together. And so using the several meditation techniques at the same time, which I call it's gamma fusion, that's where you maximize your performance and your visualization. So for example, this is what we were talking about earlier. When you use these techniques, and this can be on all 3 of the different levels, your brain produces 5 peak performance molecules, neurotransmitters: dopamine, which deals with motivation; serotonin, confidence; endorphins are painkillers; anandamide deals with happiness; and oxytocin deals with your love and compassion. So as you are meditating, your brain now starts producing these peak performance brain molecules, and it's getting you into that higher state of awareness.
Yep. And it's the internal pharmacy. You don't need anything from the outside for that. It's all within, right?
And that's the great thing about it. It's all natural, and they're the most powerful mind-altering and beneficial chemicals you can have, and you do it all through these different meditation techniques, which lead you to your visualization. Mm-hmm. Next, we have they studied these advanced meditators. And so they've been doing it for several years. And they proved scientifically that these meditators had evolved their brain waves. So right now, most people in the waking consciousness are in this beta brainwave state. Well, these meditators, at first, when you meditate, your brain waves, and this is a spiritual meditation, your brain waves upgrade to this gamma level. That's the highest brainwave level there is. Your gamma brain waves control all of the different, they optimize all the different brain waves. And so these advanced meditators had permanently changed their brain waves up to this gamma level because they've meditated on a regular basis. So you have these brain chemicals coming in, and then your brain waves are changing. And this all goes to this heightened state of awareness. You're warming up your brain and your mind and your body before you even start your visualization. And which now brings us to kind of the point of meditation, what it does to your mind and body. So these advanced meditation teachers say there's 7 levels of human development or spiritual development. And their goal was spiritual development. These techniques, they evolve your brain and body because your mind has to expand in order to realize and express these higher levels of spiritual development. Now, as a real estate investor, or just as someone, whatever you're doing in life, you can use these same exact methods for non-spiritual purposes. They're kind of like, they're just like gravity. They work whether you're doing it for spiritual reasons or for non-spiritual reasons. Now, you get more out of them when you're doing the spiritual stuff, but they can still have that positive effect on your mind and body. And so when I was talking about the fourth level is where you use these advanced techniques and you start on kind of a spiritual program. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of that's how I got into this information. And so I was able to use it both in my real estate career, but then also for my own personal interests.
Okay.
And that's the great thing about it, is you can divide these two up. The masters say we should all consider spiritualizing our business and our careers, because you're doing that balance between life and then your spiritual side. So with guided visualization, to kind of sum up what we're talking about here, you've got the mental warm-up. You're preparing your body and mind. And the highest method, the highest tool for that is meditation. And then you accelerate your performance by meditation stacking, by combining specific techniques that control the breath, they control your focus, attention, and the flow of energy in your body. Once you're in that heightened state, now you can practice your visualization on what you want to achieve.
Okay. Most people will probably say, well, I find it very difficult to meditate, right? How do you do that? And you're saying, just do that before, but I bet that's part of your resources and so forth, is how to actually meditate, right?
Correct. The key to meditation is, first of all, understanding the different levels and the different techniques. And then depending on your goal and what you want to achieve. So we teach you how to focus your mind, focus your attention during your meditation. And you do that, there's a breath technique. So these advanced yogis and masters had these breathing techniques that lower your rate of breath and then also highly focus your attention and your mind. And then you do your meditation. So when I learned meditation, I learned the breath technique, I learned the focus technique, and then the spiritual meditation. And so what we do is we set you up with these pre-techniques to prepare you for a meditation. So it just depends on your goal and your level and what you want to achieve.
Okay.
And then you can just use the more advanced levels of meditation if you want, or you can stay with the mindfulness.
Okay, good stuff. And be sure to add any specifics that this really did for you. I mean, I've used visualization as a technique for many, many years. Meditation, not so much. You're saying do the meditation first as a way to be a better visualizer, right?
Yes. So the way I've done it and practiced it for the last 30 years, and the way it was taught to me, I'll wake up in the morning, early in the morning before my family is up. So there's a nice peaceful house and then I'll practice this meditation stacking. So it puts me into that higher frame of mind. Now, when I was first doing this back in the early 90s, there wasn't all this scientific evidence and proof that showed how your brain chemicals change, your molecules, you're producing these peak performance molecules, and your brain waves are changing. I just knew it put me into a better state of mind.
Right.
And so I would do these meditations, and then I would go sell new houses, or I'd go and flip houses. And I just...
Yeah. What would happen?
It's kind of like this visualization. If I wanted to achieve a certain goal, I would do my meditation and visualize on it. If I just wanted to do my normal day, I would just do my meditations. And then we teach you how to maintain that higher state of awareness during your day. And so you're operating, the scientific community calls it the flow state.
You're right. And I was just going to say that, in flow, because Stephen Kotler has been on my show before, and we've got another interview coming up with him. He's written about flow quite extensively. So good stuff.
No, I'm very familiar with Stephen, and what we do differently than his program is we spiritualize the flow state. Because I showed you the 7 levels of development earlier. The tools they're using right now for the flow state can only take you to the 3rd level. It's the 3rd level of flow, basically. If you're not spiritualizing your flow, the masters say you can't get to the 4 higher levels. And that's kind of the key to our program, is giving you the tools to maximize your visualization, and then using that during your day. Now, some people just aren't spiritual, and then we'll show you how to use the mindfulness techniques. But what you'll find, what happens, and it's just it's how we're hardwired, it's our DNA, is you get the benefits of these meditations, and it just kind of steers you in that spiritual direction. So we were talking about guided visualization. We've got the mental warm-up, we've got the meditation stacking, and then the practice of your visualization. And so the mental warm-up or the meditation techniques, the 3 different levels of meditation. Once you get comfortable with that, you start stacking your techniques, which maximize your visualization. And that's the secret of visualization, is that mental preparation. We were talking about the flow state, getting your mind in that flow state of mind to then use your visualization for your real estate investing or whatever you want to accomplish during your day.
Right. So, any more examples of how it works better? You mentioned flow. Are there any other specifics that you can give to people that would entice them to be interested in this?
It's, and this gets kind of how I got into this phase of my life, this spiritual stuff. Because you are spiritualizing your work, the spiritual meditation basically, and visualization too, it's a spiritual practice. So if you're trying to visualize, you're trying to create something. You're trying to tell the universe, hey, this is what I want to achieve. These are the goals that I want to do. Well, the highest way to do that is making that connection with your soul and with God or a higher power, however you want to define it. And so by doing that, you're now working in unison with the universe, and it aligns everything up to where you want to go instead of being out of alignment. And I don't want to get too far into the spiritual on this, but visualization is a spiritual practice at its highest level.
Sure. Yeah. Good stuff. Well, anything else you want to wrap this up with? Oh, let me give out the link in case people want to learn more. They can go to jasonhartman.com/visualization, jasonhartman.com/visualization. They can get some free stuff there and learn more about your programs and so forth. But just wrap it up with any other thoughts you have.
No, that was, if you have any questions or need anything, I'm more than happy to help. And with the link that Jason gave out, you'll be able to see our full set of programs and what we have to offer, and anything I can do to help, I'm more than happy to.
Todd, thanks so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.